Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that sits at the very heart of the Philippine economy and every Filipino dinner table. The price of Palay. What is Palay? Simply put, it's unhusked rice, the raw grain harvested from the fields. Its price is more than just a number. It's a lifeline for millions of farmers, a key factor in food security, and a major driver of our national economy. So, what's really going on with Palay prices, and why should you care? Let's break it down. Looking at the recent numbers, the story gets complicated. The Philippine Statistics Authority reported that the national average farm gate price for dry Palay actually rose to about 23 pesos per kilogram in 2024, up from around 20 pesos the previous year. That sounds like good news, right? Well, not for everyone. The reality on the ground is a patchwork of highs and lows. For instance, in some provinces, farmers saw their prices plummet. Imagine selling your harvest for 28 pesos a kilo one year, only to get just 17 pesos the next. That's a massive 37% drop. Even worse, in early to mid-2025, news reports flooded in about farmers in certain areas being forced to sell their Palay for as low as 8 to 10 pesos per kilo. This is a devastating blow when you consider that for many, the cost to produce just 1 kilo of Palay is around 21 to 23 pesos. At those prices, they aren't just failing to make a profit. They're losing money with every sack they sell. So, why are prices so volatile? A few major factors are at play. First, imports. The Philippines is one of the world's largest rice importers. When large volumes of cheaper imported rice flood the market, it directly competes with our local Palay, pushing down the prices that traders are willing to offer our farmers. Second, it's about timing. During peak harvest season, there's a sudden glut in local supply. With so much Palay available at once, buyers and traders have the upper hand, and they can dictate lower prices, especially if there isn't much competition among them. Then there's the rising cost of production. Everything from fertilizer and fuel to labor has gotten more expensive. So even if the selling price of Palay stays the same, farmers' profits are being squeezed thin. And finally, government support, while well-intentioned, often can't reach everyone. The National Food Authority can only buy a small fraction of the total harvest, leaving the vast majority of farmers at the mercy of private traders. The consequences of these price dynamics are profound, especially for our farmers and the rural economy. When farm gate prices are low, it directly cuts into a farmer's income. This isn't just about making less profit, it's about being unable to pay back loans taken out for planting, repair essential equipment, or even put food on their own families' tables. This financial distress can force farmers to make difficult choices. Some might switch to other crops, some might invest less in their fields, and some might abandon farming altogether. In provinces known as the rice granaries of the Philippines, like Nueva Ecija, this isn't just an individual problem. When farmers have less money to spend, local businesses suffer and the entire regional economy slows down. This has a ripple effect on our national food security. If we discourage our own farmers from planting rice, we become even more dependent on imports, leaving us vulnerable to global price shocks and supply chain disruptions. From a macroeconomic perspective, the Palay situation is a critical balancing act. Rice is a staple food, and its retail price is a major component of inflation. The government constantly has to weigh the need to keep rice affordable for over 100 million consumers against the need to ensure fair incomes for millions of farmers. It's a classic dilemma. Lowering Palay prices can help control inflation, but it hurts our agricultural sector. On the flip side, supporting farmers might mean higher retail prices for everyone else. Furthermore, heavy reliance on rice imports drains our country's foreign exchange reserves. A strong, thriving domestic rice industry isn't just about food, it's about economic sovereignty. And ultimately, this is an issue of inequality. Persistently low returns for farmers can deepen the divide between rural and urban areas, pushing more people to leave the countryside in search of opportunities elsewhere. In response to this crisis, the government has been taking action. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s administration has pledged that the National Food Authority's buying price for Palay will not be lowered, providing a baseline of support. More significantly, a temporary suspension on rice imports was ordered starting September 1st, 2025. The goal is to give the domestic market some breathing room, allowing local Palay prices to recover by reducing the supply of cheaper imported rice. There are also growing calls to establish a mandatory floor price for Palay, ensuring that farmers can at least cover their production costs. Local governments are stepping in in Nueva Ecija, for example. The provincial government initiated a program to buy Palay directly from farmers at 15 pesos per kilo. Significant improvement over the 8 to 10 pesos offered by private traders. Despite these efforts, the road ahead is filled with challenges. The biggest one is ensuring that these policies actually benefit the farmers on the ground. Will a higher national buying price or an import ban truly translate into more cash in the pockets of a small-scale farmer in a remote area? Then there's the constant balancing act between consumer and farmer interests. Politically, it's a tightrope walk. We also need to address the structural issues, improving logistics like drying and storage facilities to reduce post-harvest losses, and tackling the power of middlemen who often take a large cut. And let's not forget external shocks. Typhoons, El Niño, and shifts in the global market can undo even the best-laid plans. Simply raising prices isn't a long-term solution if production costs keep climbing. We need structural solutions like better irrigation, higher quality seeds, and increased mechanization to make our farms more productive and resilient. So, to wrap it all up, the state of Palay prices is a complex issue with far-reaching consequences. It's a mirror reflecting the health of our agricultural sector, the stability of our food supply, and the well-being of our rural communities. Getting Palay pricing right is fundamental to achieving so many of our national goals. From managing inflation and ensuring food security to promoting rural development and reducing inequality. It's about creating a system where farmers are paid fairly for their hard work, consumers have access to affordable rice, and the entire nation benefits from a strong and sovereign food system. The future of our fields is the future of our country. Thank you so much for joining me today to discuss this vital topic. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our future deep dives. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next one.